Good morning. This is a behind the scenes with Classic Game Room, and I haven't had one of these in a little while because really I don't think there's been all that much exciting going on behind the scenes. I mean, there has, but it's all tactical. And you probably noticed one of my current projects is old-timey pictures with silly captions. And I work on, the book is complete. Actually, I have it here. Let me open it up. Down here in InDesign. Do two things at once. There we go. All right, here's a look at the book. Everything's laid out in two spreads. I have an enormous, huge, probably the largest collection in the world of high-resolution scans of 19th century l'illustration newspapers. Illustration from France. This is 1890. And I go through and just pick out these ridiculous images. I think the actual images here depict socialists at a pub. Of course, my caption is, "Nobody noticed when the mug of ale refilled itself. I'm not drinking alone, I'm drinking with Heathcliff." So what I'm doing, this is a book, it's on Amazon right now. So I made 200 of these quickly because I think I got all the easy jokes out of the way, like basically all the drinking humor and absinthe humor immediately out of the way. So then I take each image and then what I do is I'm putting them up in daily in 4 places. This iPad is my drawing iPad, and I've also reserved it for Twitter and Instagram for old-timey pictures, whereas this Mac actually does all the main CGR stuff. So then I put it up here on Twitter, and I also add the designs to Redbubble as shirts and mugs, which is what I was doing here. So you can click over here on the design, and you can see what it looks like on a t-shirt. Actually, as I was filming that image, I decided to make a quick change to it. I think that some of the white ones look better with a border around it, so as you can see, that one actually ended up as a mug. And I can go over here and make a travel mug now, because why wouldn't I make a travel mug? Who wouldn't love a travel mug? Nobody noticed when the mug of ale refilled itself. The internet's ridiculous. Thing is, you never know. I'm writing another book for next year on basically how to make a living on the internet utilizing all of these tools. One of my main points, or I guess, suggestions strategically, is to never waste any work. If you make something, find a way to use it multiple places. All right. Acrylic block. I don't even know what that is, but let's make sure that we make one. Why does anyone need an acrylic block? But hey, at least it's a funny acrylic block. Okay, so I'm almost done here for the morning with my book work. I'm not doing any other writing until January, any other serious writing. This also goes up on Line Webtoon, so if anyone's interested, you can follow these comics daily on Line Webtoon. And of course, the book is on Amazon, so there's an ad for it at the bottom. People frequently ask now, why aren't you trying to grow Classic Game Room more? And the answer I usually give is because I'm not trying to be an internet celebrity. I'm an artist attempting to pay the bills. So, big difference, apparently. And here we go, up on Instagram as well. I don't really understand the whole desperation to be internet celebrities thing. To me, that's just, yeah, it's not my generation. Here, before I head into the workshop, I'll show you a bit of my process here when making old-timey pictures with silly captions. I go through my newspapers, usually just when I'm unwinding at night or something, with my pen, and I make notes. Robotic children. So basically what that means is I haven't figured out what the caption is going to be yet, but clearly there's some sort of like robotic children element going on here. So that means I'm going to sit on it until I do figure it out. We got one down here. Oh yeah, this one's a little easier. So I like to look at pictures that have where your eye immediately goes to the subject. So it's very clear that you can see their expression. There's something going on here. It's pretty obvious. But if you look in the background, there's weapons hanging on the wall. Fighting in the war room was forbidden, but lovemaking was strongly encouraged. An old Dr. Strangelove reference. I do have mental problems, I know. Welcome to my majestic workshop, which is a complete mess this time of year. I'm going to set aside some time over the holidays to clean up everything, put everything away, organize it, and the same goes for my studio space. In the Space Arcade, it's a complete mess after I've been doing photography work all year. Everything's like out of cases, off shelves. It drives me nuts. It's a challenge for me to stay organized anyway. So it's like an additional challenge to try to stay organized when everything around me is disorganized. So I need to focus on that at some point here over the next couple of weeks. I have a bit of a cold today, so pardon my sniffling. But I'm going to do a little bit of CGR work this morning. I'm going to try to get some more of these behind-the-scenes videos where I'm not, because I tend to start thinking like a filmmaker when I'm shooting these, which means I start doing takes over and over and over again. And then, of course, it's like an hour's gone and I don't have anything to use. And that's an hour I could have used for, say, printmaking or bookmaking or something, publishing. I find these days I'm relying more on my publishing experience than my filmmaking experience, but that is just the way things change. Things change. So, I do want to have some more of these heading in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to restructure the Patreon a bit to reflect the current reality of what I'm dealing with on YouTube, which is it's like pulling Patreon down from within. So that's an irritation from that side of things, because I feel like the show just got back up on its feet and I was starting to get the flow of like making bigger, better videos. And then, all hell just broke loose, and it's not going in the right direction, but it's not stopping me from producing content. Still working on Contra 3 here this morning. I don't very often get to sit down and just relax with the game in the mornings or the afternoons. That's typically reserved for something else. But today I'm going to do that. Got Contra 3, Super Aleste, both great games. Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. Got some Mark III stuff sitting over there. Had to cut a lot of the larger games out of my schedule for obvious time reasons, but a lot of the other stuff is still heading through. Got some more Atari 20. I have a stack of Atari games over here I'm working on. So I do the recording on this. I'm going to throw it onto my laptop, and I'm cutting the video size down a bit. In fact, next year I think I'm going to try to cap the size at 3 to 4 minutes for each video, and to get through them a little bit less on the editing side. I have to cut that down a bit. But I'm trying to think of what else to show you. I don't think it's all that exciting. It's like actually like work. People love it. I think people like it when you can show them this. It's like social media. I mean, I could bitch about social media for like the next hour. You don't want me to. Or maybe you do want me to. I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. And I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said, social media is antisocial. And I completely agree with this. It's like, you put up a front on social media that has actually nothing to do with your real life. I mean, I think it's not me. It's really not. This is very simple. This is my real life. I like to sit here and tinker with all my old crap, but it's hard to fight. It's hard to compete or battle against people who are much better at putting up a false image. Because people like that. I think they want to see something that's exciting. The lights have been dimmed. It is now video game time for an hour. See, I have to budget my time to play Super Nintendo. This is a serious first world problem, obviously. Let's see, I'm playing through SCART. I'm going to set the difficulty to easy today. Yesterday I played on normal difficulty. There we go. Already set. And we're going to go in here and I need to get through level 4 for the review at least. At least I want to get through level 4. I can't promise that'll happen. I'm not very good at this game anymore. Spread shot, which was my favorite weapon in the game. I kind of like the homing missiles in this one. There we go. Don't need that. Watch the stupid dog. Oh, it didn't jump at me that time. That's weird. Oh, it's because I'm playing on easy. Ah! Indeed, it is easier. The dogs don't attack you from behind. Had I known that, I wouldn't have played on normal to begin with. Alright. Are you all exciting and behind the scenes look at my life? I mean, just imagine the fabulous parties I'll be going to later today. I'm actually staying home dad for today, so that won't be happening. Oh my god, I hate what YouTube has become. Like, it used to be such a cool thing. And it's just turned into, look at me, I'm a celebrity now. I just simply... I guess I understand it, but it's not my generation. The laser's good for this guy, so... we're gonna shove a laser up his ass. And you're done. Alright. First level's actually super cool in this game. See, I have homing missiles, so I'm good there. I don't want to see. Got the thing that flies in here. Took me a while to memorize this part. I am notoriously bad at these, like, jumping segments. Oh, shit! See that thing? God damn it! Yesterday it didn't jump out that far. Oh! I got this right yesterday. Just getting better at this. Like yesterday, I nailed it. Give me the bombs. Yeah, I suck at boss battles, so I'm just gonna use all my bombs. Nobody likes you. There you go. Wow, laser makes that a lot easier. Have you seen my behind-the-scenes skills? That dude's awesome. Alright. Well, it's all for today. I'm gonna post this on Patreon as a behind-the-scenes for those of you backing at that tier. I apologize for not putting more stuff up there lately. It's just been a chaotic year, but I am still here. Mentally in some kind of decent health. A little bit, sometimes, depending on what day it is. This part of the game is kind of strange. Oh, well, that's a lot easier. Man, I should have played on easy all along. Come on, this is a joke. You guys aren't even putting up a fight in this difficulty. I am beyond the point in my life when I crave difficulty in my games. Just make it easy and make it fun. Unless it's Truxton. Because there's no way to make that game easy, and it's always fun.
Classic Game Room has been brought to you by these books on Amazon: Ultramassive Volume 1, Retro Megatreks, How to Make a Video Game Review Show That Doesn't Suck, Ethel, The Cyborg Ninja Jesus, 1 and 2, Pac-Man Collector's Guide, a definitive review, and Ultramassive Video Game Console Guide to on Amazon. Welcome to the Patreon Lord Carnage Club, being shouted from a turbo volcano. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Ian Shore, Stephen Chucknick, Al Stever, Rick DeBarros, Jason Goy, Andy Schleiss, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Philip Strabenmuller, Jack Stavris, Ohad Kane, Simon Allen, and Sean Zoltek.